Hey, what's going on? It is Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm Riaz. I'm with Dale. We're gonna be breaking down week one for you.
What's up, everybody? This is Dale. I'm here on the Millie Maker slate. It's $5 for the Millionaire Maker. Over a million entries on the on this slate for NFL Week One. We're super excited to get into it. But this is our Fire Five. Tune in next week on Wednesday. We will list our first look at the slate. So we will not be looking at the slate up until Wednesday. You're getting our raw thoughts on Wednesdays for Week Two. Also, a Thursday night video we'll be posting for the Thursday night showdown slate, and then we got a bunch of other content in the works. But right now is our Fire Five, and thank you for watching the first video on Upstate Bets. I know we have previously posted some videos under the name Plays and Parlays, but now we are officially rebranded, and our Twitter is Upstate Bets and DFS. So if you want to go check out the Twitter, we're giving you guys free picks and free lineups for NFL Week 1. So if you guys want to make some money this week, make sure you hop over on Twitter and give us a follow. So what do you think, Riaz, quarterbacks?
Yeah, I'm excited for week one. We got a lot of good games. Jumping into quarterback, I like Trevor Lawrence. He's got an easy week one matchup against Houston. Houston secondary is always pretty awful. Everyone's always worried about rookie quarterbacks, how they're gonna break into the league. He's got an easy matchup, like I said. Unlike most rookies, they don't have weapons, but Trevor Lawrence has a lot of weapons. Shark,
Chenault
Robinson, Chenault.
and Jones Jr.
So he's got guys who are going to really help him out. And Houston not having Deshaun Watson, Tyrod Taylor is going to be the starter. This is just a game where he could just break out.
Yeah, no doubt. He has the opportunity to showcase his skills right off the bat against a piss poor Houston team. Obviously the top guys here: Mahomes, Murray, Allen, Wilson, Rodgers, even. You can't go wrong with those guys, especially the dudes with the rushing ability. But someone I like also with rushing ability and a game that I'm going to be targeting and stacking in a majority of my lineups: Jalen Hurts on the Philadelphia Eagles. Great rushing upside. Very poor passer, in my opinion. Let's hope he improved on that in the offseason. I think this kid's got a lot of potential. I'm happy that they're giving him the start and they're rolling with him for a year. We'll see how he does. But he's got some new weapons to work with, and he's got some old faithful like Goddard and Zach Ertz he's still got there. So, like I said, the rushing ability on the ground at 6'4" is someone I definitely can see him getting into the 7K range next slate. So, and this is a high scoring game.
Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts as well. He's got a nice matchup. Uh, my next guy is Sam Darnold, going against his former team, the Jets. I love the revenge narrative here. Better team. He actually has a reliable running back where he can pound the ball up the middle, get the running game going so he can lead to some play action. Um, he's got DJ Moore, which is an awesome guy to have on your side. A little dump down pass. Sam Darnold's got the arm where we could see him just rip off a 70, 60-yard touchdown pass. So Sam Darnold at 5,000 is just it's an awesome price.
Completely agree. So I'm going to punch in Sam Darnold here, 5K. A little bit different of a play. Someone I like as well. I love the revenge game. I don't think the Jets are that strong this year. I think they got a lot of potential, but in terms of the defensive side of the ball, I don't think they're going to be too great. But if we're going to go to running backs, I think since we paid down at quarterback, someone I love, Christian McCaffrey. Cannot go wrong with CMC. Number one fantasy pick in every single league, top to bottom for about the last 4 years, I'll call it. And we know what he can do. We know he can catch over 100 balls. We know he can run for over 1,000 yards, receive for 1,000 yards. He's a natural athlete, freak on the ground. So he's the highest price. I think he's the highest priced player on the entire slate. But like I said, we love this game. You're pairing him with Sam Darnold. I don't think you can go wrong here. I'm punching in McCaffrey for a running back one.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with McCaffrey. I don't think I've ever seen McCaffrey really have a bad game or not score a touchdown.
For
So it's a great play. To go down a little bit since you're going to be paying for McCaffrey, um, I like Chris Carson here. He's got a weird matchup against the Colts. The Colts defense, people are saying it's top five, top three defense this year, but I think they're underestimating Chris Carson this year. They talked a lot about him getting limited touches. They're going to focus on throwing the ball. I mean, I don't blame them with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, but you got to run the ball, and that's just going to open up the game. Chris Carson's one of those guys that can break a long run, break a couple of long runs that will get you your DraftKings points, and they're gonna have to score early and often. The Colts the Colts have a new quarterback in Carson Wentz that I think is going to bump the offense a little bit. So they're going to really need Chris Carson in this game.
I like Chris Carson here at 5'9". I got him in some of my season long. I think some guy that you enjoy this season as well. I think I'm looking at this game, like I said from the start, but I know you like Mike Davis. I like Mike Davis. You're getting him at 5'4", and we saw what he did with McCaffrey out. I know they brought in Wayne Gallman. It's a little bit of a scare, but Mike Davis is not going to be a 20-touch guy here, in my opinion. But I think in terms of targets, you get 15 rushes out of him. You get maybe 6 to 7 targets. Maybe he catches a screen and breaks it loose. We've seen his ceiling, maybe around 28. He's broken a game over 30 last year against I can't remember. It was week 5, but he had a 29-point game, almost 30. But he's someone here that I definitely can see creeping up as the weeks go on. I know you like Mike Davis too, Riaz.
Yeah, Mike Davis is an awesome play. Finally, the feature back in a team.
For real.
Um, he is a first, second, third down back. Really steady. He doesn't fumble often, so he's never on the coach's bad side. Game gets close, he's going to be out there. You don't have to worry about Wayne Gallman coming in. So Mike Davis is a good play.
Yeah, no, love Mike Davis. So we're punching him in for the third of our Fire 5. Some dude at wide receiver that I like to talk about, again in that Philly game, would be Calvin Ridley, number 1 receiver this year. They're bringing in Kyle Pitts. I don't think that's going to take anything away from Calvin Ridley. Fantastic route runner, sleep-breaking upside. But some dude I like here, if we're going to go with a Carolina sort of stack, really down low here. I think he's very underpriced. Let me type in his name just so I find him here. Is Robbie Anderson. He's priced at 5'7", deep threat guy. Got over 1,000 yards last year. Almost caught 100 balls. And that's someone with Teddy Bridgewater in there, who's not throwing the deep ball. Sam Darnold, he's not scared to wing that thing. I mean, he's turnover prone, but we've seen these two link up for some very big plays when they were on the Jets, and I think this is a revenge game narrative for him as well. So I like pairing up Robbie Anderson with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And to stay in the exact same price range, I love Brandon Ayuk. I had him all last year on my DFS lineups. You never know when he's going to pop for a 25, 30-point game. He just gives you that big play upside that for DFS is huge. You want someone who's going to be steady, yes, but to have someone who's usually low owned, usually underpriced if he pops off, his ceiling is just great. He's one of those guys that can catch a 2-yard pass and but rip it into a 30-yard one. But he's got the wheels that if he wants to run just a route, just a straight route, I mean, he's going to burn whoever's on him.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've seen a stretch of games from Brandon Ayuk, middle of the season too, where he's going for 20 plus consistently. If we can see these consistent targets out of Ayuk, I think you're going to look at him as a $7,000 wide receiver later in the year. Now they're consistent. Hopefully they're consistent at quarterback for the year if Garoppolo stays healthy. I don't know if you're going to see any shares of Lance this year. I think Garoppolo's the guy for now, but he's definitely an upgrade over Nick Mullins from last year, so that's a plus on Ayuk's side. Debo is back, and he's healthy, so whether you think that's a plus or negative for Ayuk, I don't think he's taking anything away from Ayuk. Ayuk is just a fantastic athlete. And this 49ers team, they brought in Trey Sermon. They got Raheem. They got Moser. They might run the ball a little bit more than expected. I think you can see Moser getting around like 20 touches this game, or it's probably be a committee, and they might share a lot of touches in terms of the backfield. But I think someone like Ayuk, like you said, it's not about him getting 10 targets. It's about him breaking away that 80-yard touchdown, like you said. So I like Ayuk here, so I'd plug in Ayuk as well, especially at this 5-7 price range. And that leaves us there with Darnold, McCaffrey, Davis, Anderson, and Ayuk. That would be our Fire 5. But I want to look at a tight end position here because this is a position where um, it gets a little
It's kind of a
interesting.
key
Yeah,
position.
yeah, it
You
gets a little
really do
interesting
need a
here.
tight end.
So I know there's a couple guys you're interested in here. Obviously, someone like Kyle Pitts, we don't know what we're getting out of him. All we know is that he's very good at football and he's going to be good, but we just don't know how much targets he's going to be getting, what it's going to look like. I love this game. I love how this game is going to play out. I'm not a fan of the Phillies secondary. I don't know where Kyle Pitts is going to be lined up on the field and how they're going to use him, but I know they have to use him. They drafted him 4th overall. He's going to have to get touches. Someone like him I'm liking Kyle Pitts here at 4-4.
Yeah, like you said, they drafted him 4th overall. You don't usually see that with tight ends, so they see something special in him, and he's gonna be out there on every offensive snap. He's a big target. He can line up outside as a wide receiver, which is huge for a tight end. He just has that upside to be a Darren Waller, Kittle, and Travis Kelce type guy. And if he does that at 4-4, I mean, you gotta take him there as long as his price stays low.
Exactly. There's a couple guys in here too. I know you like. I know you're a fan of Noah Fant. You're a Denver
Yeah,
fan. So what
I
do you think
love
about Noah Fant this
that
year?
here. I know if he's a top five, top seven tight end. He's got wide receiver speed. He's a big guy, especially against the Giants who can't guard a tight end if their life depended on it. We've seen Witten, who's a slow tight end, just have monster games against them. So I like Noah Fant here to really take over the game for the Broncos against the Giants. Teddy Bridgewater is quarterback. He likes a little dump off passes, just safe plays, which really benefits Noah Fant. So I like Noah Fant here.
Yeah. Before we end the video, too, someone like T.J. Hawkinson, number one receiver that they got in Detroit, Jared Goff. When he was playing with Tyler Higbee, Tyler Higbee wasn't getting obviously a majority of the targets, but they had a lot more weapons. Back in the day, they had Brandon Cooks, still had Cooper Kupp, who was eating up majority of the targets, Robert Woods. So Hawkinson is someone you can look at here. He might see 15 targets in that game. Touchdown upside, 4.9. I think that's an incredible discount for him. But either way, we'll punch in Kyle Pitts here at 4-4. It's leaving you with 14,000 remaining in your salary. You punch in a home defense that's a favorite. Like we can talk anyone in here. You punch in Carolina, for instance, just for sake of salary. Now you got 10,000 remaining for a wide receiver that's got nice upside and a flex position. So if you want to see a full lineup, like I said, go check out the Twitter. The link will be in the description. I appreciate you guys watching our Fire 5. Riaz, if you have any last words for the viewers, what do you got?
Just be excited. Football's back.
Hell yeah.
We're
So
here.
let's get to it. So appreciate it, and check out the next video on screen if you want to get some prop bets, parlays, anything up that alley. So thank you guys. Peace.